Oh no!
Hate it when this happens. I'm gonna have to actually look for it. Thankfully, I have it pinned.
What even was the May 21st episode? First thing first, Soup, are you recording? Yes, okay, I will begin the show. First off, Rip Arctic. Arctic has apparently VM'd for a week. I had no idea. So I don't know. He might still be a part of the community here. He might not, but that apparently has happened. So we'll see how that goes. That's unfortunate. Did I say VM'd for a week? I meant VM'd for a year. So that's that. Probably going to promote Soup, and I'm probably going to promote a Thalmorph of some kind. Michael Jordan has volunteered to be the new resident underage assistant to Thalmor Radio, so that's something I will be thinking about. I will probably meditate on this for a week or two. I am in no rush to make a decision here. So that's that. Next thing is, and I haven't done this in a long time, but who wants the Thalmorite roll? The Thalmorite roll will make your name blue, and you'll get the ping whenever there's an announcement. I mean, I do an everyone ping anyways, but I think most people disable those. You have both Thalmorite and Thalmorph, so you cannot get it. I believe Mbaku is asking for it. Thalmorph is the purple rule. Now Thalmorph is for like the most dedicated fans, and I kind of give that out. And so does Zig. We kind of give that out here and there to whoever we think deserves it. Vero says, "Will I be accused of being a Nazi if I have this role?" I would say no. So do you want it, Vero? Leon Isambom also wants it. So, and Vero has also confirmed that he indeed wants it. So that's that. Also, hello, Vero. I think it's been a while since you last turned in. It's good to see you again. Comrade Crunch wants it. Yeah, it was Zig, I think 2 weeks ago, who was like, "Hey, we need to give Thalmorite out some." And I was like, "Wait a minute, you're right." I used to end last year. I would end every show by asking who wants it. I would chill for it really hard, and then for some reason I just stopped. Probably because it was winter and like the cold was like freezing my brain, and I was like dying. So I probably just forgot. So that's good. I'm happy. I'm giving it out to people. Monty wants it back. I will give it back to Monty. There we go. All right. Yang wants the Thalmor roll. I'm sorry, Yang, but that's only for me. We do discriminate here at Thalmoria. That's just how it is. Thalmor mom roll. If my mom ever created an account, sure, I would give her her own roll. But that's that. Well, I changed my name to Thalmor. You don't want to know what would happen if you change your name to Thalmor. You don't want to know. So don't even try it. All right. So it's 9:07, and I got some topics to flap my gums about. Let's see. Hold on. First off, going to kick Kills Bob because he changed his name to Thalmor. And so I have to set the example that you don't want to change your name to Thalmor. So goodbye, Killsbob. Now, he has not been banned. He's only been kicked. The real-life equivalent would be someone who's been arrested but not sentenced to prison. So Killsbob can rejoin.
I'm glad you didn't kick the other one because I named somebody. My name is Thalmor.
Okay, Killsbob was crying, literally crying in my DMs, but I told him that it was just a kick, and then I sent him a smile emoji. So hopefully he will rejoin.
Did you send the link?
I think... No, I probably should. Yeah, he's asking for it. I will send him a link. Let me do that real quick. Zig, how was your Friday?
It was strange. Do you want to hear details? Press 1 for details. Press 2 for me just screaming into the mic like usual. Okay.
You can do whatever you want.
Today I saw a baby. It was a nice baby. It was a little baby. My coworker had a baby. And I also found out that one of my bosses quit. So now we get to hire someone new. But it's more complicated than that. And it also means I get a lot of money and job security, which is not that cool because I have a low paying job for what I do. Hi.
So job security isn't a good thing for you?
No, job security is fine. It's just I'm getting high amounts of compliments for being me, and it's kind of dangerous because I need to leave soon because I'm in a postdoc right now, and postdocs are like supposed to be 1 to 2 year gigs, and if they keep complimenting me, I'll have no motivation to leave and get real jobs that I can actually buy a house and not have to expect to move in 3 months at all times. I don't know if you guys know what that is like to be transient, but it's kind of weird.
Can you find another job doing what you're doing that pays better?
That's hard. Honestly, I don't really care about the pay, but mostly it's like, I know this is a temporary job. It's intended to be a temporary job. And I probably will have to move across the country again in like 6 months to a year if I want to do something real. If I want to get the same kind of job.
Gotcha. All right. So, I've handed out Thalmorite, and I think I'm now ready. Avatar Patrick is laughing in chat because I kicked him because he changed his name to Thalmor as well. And so I have to be fair in my judgment here, so I had to get rid of him as well. But remember, it's only a kick, not a ban. I sent him a link and he rejoined. So that's that. And I think now I am ready to continue with the show. So let's talk about the game. And what's the first topic? Ampersand Drama. So I'm not fully sure of the details, but what I'm vaguely aware of is that there was someone in Ampersand who apparently leaked something, and there's just been a lot of internal drama. And I think Ampersand has lost a bunch of members lately. So, and I've heard some people say that they're having like a big like collapse, and I don't know. Sounds like they're in trouble. To find a bunch, I think like 3 or 4 maybe people have left. But like I think they were like there for a long time. Like I think it's a definite chunk of the. Oh, and didn't Demon Spawn also leave to go do something on his own, start his own micro? Seems like they're not doing the greatest right now. I could be thinking of someone else. Anyone have details new to me? Demon, okay, Killsbob is confirming that Demon did leave. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just wrong, but I think that's what's going on. And so that's what's going on there. I want to talk about the war some. Last week I gave a state of the war, and the state of the war was that Hollywood appears to be winning, and that is still true to this week. In fact, they're actually ahead in damages. Hollywood is by like 200 billion. Like it's almost 2-1 at this point, which is pretty dramatic. So that's what's going on now. Damages is not the end all be all. In the last global, TSTKR was like they were coming out the negatives into the positives, and they probably could have kept that up indefinitely. But the reality on the ground was that they couldn't really rebuild military. They couldn't really do anything. So just because Hollywood is ahead, 200 billion in damages, doesn't mean that like all is hunky dory. But from what I can tell, it seems to be going pretty well for them. I am able to raid multiple, like I've been raiding rows this whole time. Like I would take a couple days off, then I would spend a couple days raiding rows. Like if you go through my war history, it's just entirely me hitting rows and like rows allies, but mostly rows. And I'm able to do that because they just can't do anything. I'll find a rose guy with like one slot open, and I just piggyback off of the TKR war effort, and it's pretty based. So that's what's going on there. I've also had rose people hit me to farm beige, but Sheepy pieced out some of those wars, so that's how that's going. Oh shit! I did not put this in the itinerary. Fuck, but that's okay. I will talk about it anyways. This has been a really bad week for the game, like in terms of like admin stuff. Let me actually just make a whole new itinerary. Let me insert this. Thank you for putting up with how quiet everything is. Okay, there's the new itinerary. And right now we're in the middle of politics and war, which is everything is broke. So first things first, there has been a problem, which is that, and it's been going on for years now, but if you do an attack, it like will sometimes not take away maps. So like you might go to do like 2 naval attacks, but you might actually do 3, or you might go to do a ground battle, but be able to actually do 5. It was pretty rare, but it did certainly happen, and there were plenty of instances here and there. It's happened to me a number of times over the years, and so it's been hard to fix because it's hard to replicate. And what's finally happened is that Alex did try to fix it, but his fix actually made it worse. And it led to this example of people being able to just do several attacks in a row, just to insane degrees. This was like a couple days ago. Zig, do you know what I'm talking about?
Me? Yeah. Actually, I have more details on that because I've been trying to follow it a little bit. So the glitch itself is pretty rare, but it's been happening a lot more this war. And right now it only happens, as far as we can tell, during a 12 maps during a war, because the only time you can get around Sheepy's earlier update is if you wasted maps. And then Alex big-brained it and tried to code something else, and oh my goodness, some of the things are amazing. How did you find that out, by the way, Thalmor? Did you just keep attacking, or what?
So this is what happened. I was fighting Jordan, and Jordan was putting up a decent fight. Jordan is the leader of Atlas. And he had 88 ships and like 300,000 soldiers. So I couldn't naval attack him, but I also couldn't ground battle him effectively. So I saved up maps, and I was going to flash tanks at update. And so update came around, I guess, yesterday or maybe the day before. And I bought tanks, and I started ground battling him. And I had 11 maps before update. After update, I had 12. And I attacked once. It didn't take away maps. Well, earlier that day, I did like 4 attacks when I should only be able to do 2. So I wasn't unfamiliar with this glitch. And so I attacked a second time. I still had 12 maps. I attacked again, still 12 maps. And I was thinking, wow, this shit's just completely broken. And I kept attacking. And so I was able, it only took away maps like once. I think I ended the war with 9 maps left. And I actually put the war in the chat here. I'll post it again, even though it's right there. But that's my war with Jordan. And if you scroll down, you'll see I was able to do 9 ground battles in a row. 9 ground battles. And I based Jordan when I shouldn't be able to base him until like sometime today. It was just completely broken. And I think what this means, though, funny enough, is that I think I might have the game's record for the fastest beige. Because if you look at the time, I started the war at 11:59 server time on the 1st, and then it ended at 12:05 on the 3rd. So this war was only 24 hours and 6 minutes long. So I think that's the quickest beige I've ever done. I did not give Jordan back his losses. And I don't think Alex restored anything either. You seen Poobah finish wars in 24 hours? Well, oh well. I at least try. How did the Poobah finish wars in 24 hours? How did he do that? Well, and I'm making the distinction, Hillbilly, that it's the fastest beige, not like the fastest war. Yeah, Darkblade, I saw people talking about offshores and how like at risk they would be. Dryad says it was back when you could do weird shit with spamming attacks on multiple tabs. Okay, that makes sense. So perhaps I don't have the world record after all. But oh well, that's okay. I'm still special in your all's hearts, and that's all that really matters. So, and doesn't end there, however. So Sheepy did revert back his quote-unquote fix and stop the problem from being super wonky. But then he did another weird thing, which is he switched out his nation with Hi Dude. And so it copied like city flag, it copied his military, it copied other numbers. And so I think Hi Dude became the ID equals 6 nation. And so poor Hi Dude was just getting inundated. What is it, Zig?
Actually, I'm pretty sure what happened is Alex changed his name to something else. And Hi Dude was like, hey, I'm going to become Alex now. And he switched his nation name and his nation and leader name to Alex's. And that's why he got inundated. And then Alex tried to fix it, and he messed it up and managed to switch his own nation to Hi Dude's. And so he ended up with this weird situation where he had 4 cities and like 400,000 soldiers.
Yeah, gotcha. That was Hi Dude. He was really living it up, and that was really funny. So yeah, Alex has just been a bad week for admin stuff between the glitch fucking things up and then the whole fiasco with Hi Dude. Not that it was anything really serious, but still. So that's that. And now I'm going to talk about Epi. And I wasn't going to because like nothing really matters about it, but like his name's been brought up twice this week. Also, he's in chat right now as the Hedgehog. Hi, Epi. Hope you're doing well. And so the first thing that happened was, I think, yesterday, but Epi was mad about Brexit hitting him. I'm going to post these logs in chat real quick. Okay, so I posted them in chat here. And so the gist of it was this. Brexit, who's a member of KT, hit Epi. I believe he's rating him. And Epi got mad at this in Ron and accused us of like trying to help out Hollywood. And the guy that Epi was fighting was a Chocolate Castle guy. So Epi was accusing us of helping Chocolate Castle, which is really funny because Chocolate Castle hates us like a lot. And we have no incentive to help out Chocolate Castle with anything. And I think the Chocolate Castle member was a guy named, I can't pronounce it, Ellen or something. But Ellen was a former KT member way back in like 2017. So I thought that was a bit silly. And we had a laugh over it. But then the next thing, and again, it doesn't really matter, but Adam today was angry about an article Epi had written, and Epi was talking about like news radio shows. And Adam took problem with some of the content. And see, Adam has his own like tech show in Ron, and he kind of went on a against this article. And I don't know. You can go look. I won't post any of the links to that because that's in Ron, and you can go look it up yourself. But I just thought it was silly. And the only reason I'm talking about it just because, you know, there's two little things that happened concerning Epi to mention. And I think it's funny whenever people get mad. So that's that. Hillbilly says, why does everyone want to go through life looking for ways to get butt hurt? Yeah, well, Adam is pretty high strung anyways, and I think Epi's kind of frustrated with the war. So I think that's what, because Epi, like when we got mad about KT yesterday, he seemed already mad about what people were saying on the forum. So I think there's a number of things going on. So that's where we're at with that, and I think that's it for politics and award news. Is there anything else that's happened in the past week that I need to go over? Darkblade says you want super butt hurt from a pixel hugger. If you have logs of a pixel hugger being mad, go ahead and post them, because that's always fun to watch.
Yeah, I think we should open it up to the audience to have any war anecdotes, because I think that'd be fun. Partially because I have my own.
That would be fun. Yeah. Okay, Zeke, how's the war been? Did you hear me, Zeke?
Yeah, I heard you. It's just I was shouting into my muted mic, like usual. Kaz is here. So Kaz can actually confirm this, but I had this really, really nice exchange with Kaz this week because Kaz declared with 0 military, and I was just like, what the heck are you doing? And guess what? He's a nuke turret. And 1, 2, and 3 nukes got blocked by my VDS, which if you work out the percentages on that, it's like less than 1/10 of a percentage point that you're able to do that. It's like ridiculously low chances. So that was fun.
Gotcha. Yeah, I saw Kaz talk about not Kaz, but I saw Arctic talk about that in the little private room here about Kaz having a lot of really bad luck with missiles and nukes. Funny little thing about that, actually. Hold on. Today, I only had one more war going against a Rose guy, and before I based him, the final thing he did was try to launch a missile at me, but my Iron Dome shut it down. So I thought that was funny. So, yeah, missiles, man, I tell you what, missiles are pretty rough because Iron Dome is cheap, and, 50% chance of that missile, of which you can only build one a day normally, being gone. Nukes are just so much better.
I really
4
like
missiles blocked in a row.
I really like it when
Go on.
when you're like when you have like you're like about to get beiged and the only thing you can do is launch one missile, and if you hit land it, you win the war. And just that flip of the coin it's really satisfying. Especially when you miss. It's like, oh. I've had that happen, especially back in like NPO's last time. I had that happen a whole bunch, where it was just like, I'm rolling the dice on this war. I got one last ditch effort. Oh goodness, that's what it was. That's what Arctic was talking about. Missing 4 in a row. Kills Bob.
Yeah, that's definitely VM for a year too. So that's where we're at. So how's the war been for the rest of you guys? I'll go ahead. I'll give my perspective on the war. My experience is that I'm just piggybacking off of Hollywood as I raid rows and make fat stacks that way. That's how my experience has been. But for the rest of you, what has it been like? And I'm not really like, I disagree with the idea. I don't like Hollywood politically. I don't think that was a good move. I think it was nonsense. I still think it is. But I'm not convinced they're a homogeny. My nose is running vigorously. Give me a minute to clean up my nose, and I will continue to give my thoughts on this.
And while you do, I'll just say hegemony, 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 hegemony.
What is this? Nick's Sissy Hypnos Hour? I'm going to pronounce it. It's hegemony now. It's hegemony. I'm
fine with
hegemony.
I'm fine with that pronunciation. Just don't say homogeny, because that's that's a different word, actually.
So
that's what bothers me.
I don't like Hollywood politically, but I disagree with the idea that they're a hegemony because I think Cindy Sphere could put up a good fight with them, and I think if the rest of the game helped them, I think they could be defeated pretty well. So I'm not worried existentially about Hollywood. As bad as Hollywood is, it's still better than TSTKR. So it's like whatever. And honestly, like I don't. It's going to be a bit mean, but it seems as if they're doing a great job swatting down Oasis and Mystery, and I think that's just because Oasis. Well, I mean the tiering is off, right? Oasis, bunch of little dudes. Mystery, I mean, you got like Fark in there and the Commonwealth, and they're kind of like, especially Fark. I just don't think they're like good fighters capable of staying toe to toe against Hedge, which has good fighters, TKR, which has good fighters.
Fark isn't at war. Just to remind you,
they're not. Is only like half of Mystery.
Yeah, only half of Mystery is attacking. So if you want to go raid Fark, they're fair game right now.
I will keep this in mind.
Yeah, Fark's not in the war because they have anyone from Swamp still has a non-aggression pact with TKR and at all and company until the 21st, I believe.
Okay, gotcha.
That's when we expect that they'll all enter and get completely stomped. Bah, bah.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'm not too concerned about Hollywood being a hegemony because I think Cindy Sphere could take them on pretty easily. And like if KT came involved, like I think we could help wrangle him down and stuff. So I'm not really that worried about it. Go roll Alpha again. They all VM'd. They all pulled an Arctic. I guess you could say Arctic pulled an Alpha. But that's that. And I think that's about it. Does anybody else have any anecdotes they want to talk about with the war? Yeah, Hillbilly. Arctic VM'd for a year. He pulled a partisan.
Actually, though, because Partisan just disappeared one day and didn't tell almost anybody that he was leaving. Although Arctic's still on Discord, so there's a notable difference there.
It says, need help with the show. Michael Jordan already volunteered, and I think I will take on Michael Jordan. Yes, Arctic did VM in-game. He did not Avatar. But he's like, what, 13, 14? There's plenty of motivations for a 13, 14-year-old to stop playing, like school, family, whatever. And obviously, I wish Arctic the best. I'm not convinced that he's gone from the show. I'm going to assume he is, but I wish him the best. And we will be here waiting for him when he decides to come back.
We just got to get Isaiah back to fill in the 13-year-old gap.
Yeah.
the 13-year-old age demographic. That's the word I want. He came in here the other day, and it was like, "What are you doing here again?" He quit like a year ago, I think.
And he's done that before. He'll pop in with a couple of messages, but he'll never come for a show. So I think that's about it. Real life stuff. Did anything happen in real life I need to go over? Oh, actually, yes. There were some emails leaked concerning Dr. Anthony Fauci, in which from like February 2020, he says that masks are probably not useful, and that the virus probably did come from a lab. So that's pretty jokes. You know what's really cringe? I know what's cringe. I'm gonna post it because it's very cringe. Some people have made Anthony Fauci, and I'm not making a political point because I don't want to talk politics that much, but some people have made him out to be like a literal, honest to God, like superhero, and it's just complete nonsense. So let me upload these pictures I've taken on my phone about it. So that seems to be the situation. We'll see what happens. Will he resign? Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. Let's see. That the Israel-Palestine stuff ended like last week. I didn't even talk about it because. I will talk about one thing though. Okay, well, hold on. Before I do, I went to Google and I typed in Fauci superhero, and this is what I found. Like the first image is like Go Fauci with the American flag, and he's dressed up like a superhero, and he has a massive bulge for some reason. That's pretty weird. Then there's like a sticker that's superhero Dr. Fauci. There's another one with the superhero, and he's got like a big syringe that he's going to stick up your butthole, and give you the 5G. So there's that. Then there's like a blasphemous thing. It's an edit of like an Orthodox icon, but it has replaced Christ's head with Fauci. And then there's a Dr. Fauci like Funko Pop equivalent. So that's all pretty cringe and pretty jokes. And look, whatever you think politically, like you don't put people, but especially politicians, don't put them on a pedestal, okay? Don't do that. That's cringe. These are regular people, especially politicians. They're self-interested. They are not heroes. They are not heroes, okay? In the COVID pandemic, you know who the true heroes are? The true heroes were the doctors and the nurses who were on the front lines. They were the quote unquote essential workers who had to, go to work in extra shitty conditions to their minimum wage jobs to keep what was left of the economy running during that time period. The true heroes were all of those little tiny sacrifices people made to help out friends and family during, an unprecedented economic crisis in this modern era. Okay, those are the real heroes. So Fauci, probably not a hero. Doctors do not make minimum wage, although when they're in residency, they don't make that much. I'm talking about not the doctors. I'm talking like fast food workers, grocery store workers, those kinds of people. Important work. They had to keep going, and like the shitty job anyways, right? It's a shitty job anyways. But like between wearing masks and enforcing social distancing rules, it was made even worse. And they had to grit teeth and bear through it. And they are part of the real heroes. So that's that. Oh yeah. I was mentioning Israel Palestine. I want to talk about one thing. I think this was in 2010. There's a Wikipedia article on it. But did you guys know that the Gaza Strip had a water park? It was opened up in 2010. It was called the Crazy Water Park. It was made to cater to like what upper class that the Gaza Strip has. And it was only open for a couple months before Hamas essentially burned it down. But I thought that was kind of cool. It had a couple water slides. There's a picture of it. It had a couple water slides. It had a lazy river. It had a cafe. Oh, that was interesting. Yes, Greybird. Arctic did VM. He VM'd for a year, I believe it was. Kind of sudden, kind of out of nowhere.
Yep. A year.
Latsu says he worked at a liquor store and was considered essential. Well, I thought that was stupid too, but then the justification for it was you want the alcoholics to still have their beer because you don't want them going into withdrawals and then taking up space in the hospital ER. And that made sense to me. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I do not know why Greybird, not Greybird. Greybird, I do not know why Arctic VM'd. A bird flu. One thing to say about the pandemic, though, is that like the most vulnerable have already died, right? Like the people who are most susceptible to something like this, they already died. So if you did have like another virus come over, you probably wouldn't have nearly as many people die, unless it was like just super hyper lethal. But that's pretty unlikely.
In addition, well, one of the things that one of the things that we might still be seeing here is some of the side effects of COVID. I know that like my mom's like my parents, one of my parents' friends became like paralyzed from the waist down from something weird that happened with COVID. And there was a guy in my department that got blood clots in his leg that I almost guarantee you is COVID related. I don't know. There's some weird stuff that goes on with like side effects long after you think the COVID has happened, and it's actually not the vaccine because it was pre-vaccine that they had these symptoms. It was actually the COVID itself. That's what they think, but
there's a girl at my church. She's only 17, and she got COVID at the beginning of the year. And I think her sense of taste and smell is still like either gone or mostly like diluted. Like she can't smell and taste as well. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently a lot of people just like don't regain it for a long time or just gradually do. It's not the worst thing in the world, but kind of sad.
Is there cases of are there cases of the smell and taste being gone permanently or seemingly permanently?
I don't think it's been. We don't have enough time to know if it's permanent or
Long
not.
enough. Yeah, that's fair. I would hate to lose the sense of taste. Like smell is like, okay, well, I smell like cow manure coming off of the mountain nearby. I smell little shit in my bathroom. Like losing the sense, I think I don't smell enough good smells to like be too upset if I lost my sense of smell. Like I'd be bummed out about it for a couple weeks, but then I'll get over it. Whereas the sense of taste, it's like I like eating good food. I like drinking good drinks. Like that would actually make me upset. Zig, if you had to lose one of your senses, which one would you lose?
I've always thought I would be really good at being blind, but I don't think that's
Really?
what I would want. I think hearing would be one that I'd be able to get away with the best. I mean, I guess I'm ignoring the obvious one of smell and taste. If I got rid of smell, it would probably actually help my work, because I would be able to work with a bunch of stuff that I otherwise just cannot stand being in the room with. Some of the stuff my lab mates work with, they work with these sulfur compounds, and they just absolutely destroy me. Oh, great. Graybird posted a link, and I never will ever click a link during a show because I know it's just going to crash my computer. So I had
smell. Yeah. Go on.
No, you're good.
Yeah, smells not. Maybe I'm just bad, but I don't smell that much good things that would make me be that upset. And there are circumstances in which losing the sense of smell would be greatly beneficial. So, yeah. If I had to choose between losing my eyesight or going deaf, I would rather go deaf because, the loss of situational awareness would suck, and also, not being able to listen to music would suck, and not being able to talk to people would suck. But it's like I could still play games. I could still, consume media. I could still read books. And I feel like if something caused you to go deaf, I feel like it's easier to regain hearing through modern medicine than it is to regain sight through your eyes getting blown up or whatever. So I think I would much rather lose my hearing. What about you, Zig? Eyes or ears?
I already said ears, I think. Yeah, I mean, you could. They have the cochlear implants now that you can, that can often cure deafness. But I also not being able to listen to music would be annoying at first, but I honestly have so much music in my head at all times that it's I'd probably get by. I got my own headphones inside my head. If that went away, that'd be awful.
Yeah. So I think that's it for real life stuff.
I got
emails.
I got one more thing.
What's up, Zig?
One of your comments reminded me of this. I've been getting ads like crazy for HIV medicine. Have you guys been getting ads for HIV medicine?
Oh yeah, and it's basically like gay people being like, yeah, now I can fuck people in the ass again because
I was just like,
nicer.
I was just like, why am I getting targeted for this? What did I click on?
Well, I mean, to an extent, like with Google and stuff, I mean, it's all interconnected, right? Like that people who are buying the ad space can know from your data like what demographic you are. So that's pretty rough.
Yeah. Well,
What's the
I mean,
one HIV medicine that's real popular now? I can't remember the name of it, but it's only been around for so many years. PrEP? Is that it? It's PrEP, I think, right?
I don't remember.
I think
The
it's called PrEP.
specifics get so blurred behind the idea of them advertising, like targeting advertisements for HIV to me. I just like, what in the world? And it's funny because here's another random anecdote. The other day I sent an email to someone and I said, there was someone in China, and I was saying, yeah, it's really good how many vaccines we've gotten so far. I hope they can ship that to the rest of the world. And like within 2 minutes, I got a text or a push notification that sent me a news article that said the U.S. is sending like, what was it? It was like 300 lakh, which is like 3 million doses to India. I don't know. It was just like, thanks Google for answering what I was literally just typing. It's creepy
Now,
sometimes.
like, yeah, if you type like Hershey candy bars into Google, you'll probably get an ad for one. Or if you type in Ford motor trucks, you'll probably get a Ford ad, right? The really scary thing is when you just hold your phone out and you say, boy, my dog needs a new collar. And then later you get an ad for like dog collars. That's when it's like, whoa.
Yeah,
Has
and
that
that works
happened
for
to anyone
Facebook
before?
too.
I think oh, man,
I once
that's
was
creepy.
I once was talking about how Facebook listens to you, and it sent me a push notification. I said the word Facebook, and my phone buzzed. It was like, good.
Google is I listen to a bunch. I no longer want to be an attorney, but I still have retained my amateur interest in law. And I listen to a bunch of lawyers on YouTube. I listen to Steve Leto. I listen to Nick Rekieta, and I listen to another guy whose name I can't remember right now. But Steve Leto did a video the other day about how Google has been in trouble because um, the settings on a Google phone on how to stop the phone from tracking you is intentionally made like impossible. Like it's almost impossible to get your Google phone to stop tracking your location. To the point where like even the Google employees don't really know how to do it, and that's just completely insane. These tech overlords just you're going to have to like get a gun and you're just going to start shooting technology. Your smart TV, sorry, you're going to put a 22 in it. Okay, your microwave, your smart microwave, you're going to have to take a sledgehammer to that thing and break it. Your smart fridge, you're going to have to throw that off the balcony. Okay. Oh, your phone, going to have to shoot it. Your car, dump it in the lake. Like we're just going to have. There's a day is going to come. We are all going to have to rise up together and just destroy all machines and return to monkey. That's the situation, folks. That's where we're headed. I'm sorry, your PlayStation, your Xbox, that's going to have to go too. Your Xbox will sprout a mechanical leg from the back of it, and it will try to strangle your kid, or your cat, or your dog, or even you. You better be careful when you walk around your living room, or else your cables are going to spring up like tentacles and like rope around you and like kill you. It's happened before, folks. It might happen again, and you might be the victim. Sure, maybe there's only like a 1 in like 10 billion chance, but if you're that 1 in 10 billion, you're fucked. Okay. That's that. Okay. Be wary of technology. That's today's lesson. Be wary of technology. And I think that's it. That's my real life stuff. No guests. I did not bother myself to get a guest on for today. I should, though. I should get a guest on one of these weeks. A final call for the whole show. Politics and war, real life. Maybe just ask me or Zig a question. Final call. Anything else we need to go over before we close out the show tonight? That's why you go monkey with others, Everett. Do you think when people get popular, they become massive pedos? Oh, fuck. Was it you, Michael Jordan? Someone posted this and I completely forgot. Drake Bell? Josh Bell? The Chad brother of Drake and Josh, who is actually not that Chad at all. He got arrested. Yeah, Jared Bell. I am bad at everything. Jared Bell got arrested for apparently being a pedo. So that's pretty yikes. Also, iCarly. If any of you remember iCarly, some of you are really old, some of you are younger than me. But iCarly got a reboot, and I think it's airing soon, or is about to, and it takes place in the modern time. So like Carly and like Freddie and like the brother character, they're all like older. Which Freddie is apparently a massive cuck though, because like apparently he's like a divorced person or I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, and Sam did not return. Her actress was like, nope, I got abused enough working for Nickelodeon when I was a kid. I don't need that anymore. Yeah, and Gibby's a goner too. So that's that. I don't plan on watching it. I watched iCarly when I was a kid, but I have no interest in this remake. Oh, I know Avatar. I think it was Miranda Cosgrove. I follow Miranda Cosgrove on Instagram. I have for years now. And I think she uploaded like a 2-minute teaser for it. And just seeing them like drink alcohol was like, whoa. But it still had like the same humor. So it was really weird. It was like, whoa. And Miranda Cosgrove does look pretty much the same as she did back then. She's like aged like 5 years. Which, how old was she for iCarly? Well, she's like 16, 17. So that's that. Don't molest children, okay, guys? Yeah, and Spencer hasn't aged a day. He looks the same. But Freddie looks like he's gotten older. But remember, kids, don't abuse children. I know your 3-year-old cousin looks hot, but you can't. She's 3. You're 6, 7, 8 times her age. You're a freak. Get help. Instead of shooting your computer, like I told you 10 minutes ago, maybe shoot yourself. Okay. These schizo rants. I should only do one schizo rant a show. I shouldn't do 2. I'll say.
Yeah, you gotta save this one. Yeah, I'm sure you got more in you.
I could do this for a full hour if I really wanted. Okay, that's enough of that.
That's gonna be the first Ron show. It's gonna be just a schizo rant about pedos.
I can't wait until the first Ron episode, like when the war ends or whatever, and like 100 people will be there, and they'll get to hear me just be completely insane, and that's gonna be really funny.
Imagine if like hundreds of people show up.
So I think that's it. 9:56. I stretched this out. I didn't even have that much to talk about, but I still stretched it out pretty well for an hour. I think as I do the show more, I think I get better at doing it. So that's pretty good. So, we might do 1, 2, 3 weeks. I'm fine with doing one whenever, Vice. I'm flexible. Well, yeah. So there we go. 5:56. Politics and War's done. Real life is done. That's it. So y'all have a good night. Zig, play the theme, and I will see you guys next week.